All right, just setting up here a little early. All right, here we go. On here, sharing the pages. Oh, you know what I gotta do? I gotta put the chat up. We'll start at 8 o'clock here, folks. We are running on time. I'm actually a little early. I jumped on here a little earlier than I guess I expected. Good evening, my first chat of the night, and then we'll be seeing a lot of chats from you folks tonight, I'm sure. No doubt. No doubt. Roger says good evening. Good evening, Roger. Thanks for joining us. Look at that. I got like 2.5 minutes left. I could take a nap and wake up and still do the show. I do that. Raymond says, Brian, Tom. Hey, Raymond, thanks for joining us. It's Tom here. He must be, oh, he's on YouTube, huh? Lazy Corn says, good evening, Brian. Hey, Lazy Corn, thanks for joining us. Let's see here. I will put the jellies and chocolate up there. Well, we got about 1.5 minutes left, so. I like seeing you guys greeting each other on here. Let's see. Almost time. Glam says, Tom, Raymond, Lasercorn. Hey, Brian. Hey, Glam. Thanks for joining us. Tom says, Glam. All caps. Exclamation point 4. My eyes see that correctly. 7:59. Oh, we're getting there. Amanda, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's? And Happy Holidays. Okay, all right, good, good. There you go. Well, same to you, Amanda. Thank you. Terrence says, hi, everybody. Hey, Terrence. SBC, greetings from Munich, Germany to all of you. Well, hey, thank you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope all is well in Munich tonight. All right, we are almost there. I'll begin, I was going to say promptly at 8, and here we go. Hey everybody, this is Brian Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. until a few minutes 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I sit here just chatting with you fine folks about the Chiller Night television programming coming on Stream TV at 9 p.m. just about an hour from now. So, and we talk about anything horror, science fiction, paranormal related, or quite truthfully, just about anything else you throw my way or at each other here. So we're just kind of hanging out in a cyber kind of way from 8 to 9. So got a lot of interaction going on here. Let's see. Tom says, greetings from the Freckle Belly Belt. All right. And we've had SBC say, greetings from Munich, Germany to all of you. So appreciate you joining us tonight. Robert Guevara says from Panama. All right, cool. We've got a wide range of viewership here tonight. Patrick says hello from Quebec. Hey, Patrick, thanks for joining us. And Panama, welcome Patrick. Glam says, Chiller is going international. That's right. That's right. And maybe we'll see Kevin on here from Ireland, our friend from Ireland who pops on here every other week. So, hi, Terrence. Hello, SBC. Hi, Roberto. David says, good evening. Champagne popped and poured. Cheers. Raymond says, wow, Brian, your show is international. That's right. That's right. And maybe we'll get Leroy from Canada. Maybe he'll show up here tonight. What we're going to do here tonight, I am going to show you the schedule. Then, remember last week, I said, hey, if anybody has, I put up my, you can see back here in front of Jack Shadow's castle, you can see that they have put their Christmas tree up. And of course, it wouldn't be Halloween or horror related without the huge jack-o'-lantern that's hoisted up there and sitting proudly atop the Shadow Christmas tree. So, and with that, last week I showed you my Christmas tree, and I said if anybody wanted to you know, send me their decorations or trees or whatnot, I will share them with the group here. So Tom, he posted his ornaments here, so I will take this time, I will share them right now, and then we'll get right to the schedule. So Tom sent a picture of the mummy. He's got a mummy hanging there from his Christmas tree. I think that's pretty cool. And also an octopus. He wasn't lying about that. He has an octopus Christmas ornament. Not sure, I almost said not sure where that ties in with Christmas exactly. There might be some kind of folklore out there. But neither does do mummies, I guess. So, hey, cool. Thanks for sending those in. I appreciate that. And Glam last week said that the octopus, I mean, naturally, are the gateway into spiders. So maybe we'll see some spider decorations this year. David says, my tree is up, but not decorated yet. All right, better get to it. Not too much time left, huh? All right, the schedule for tonight. Now, when I put this up, you're going to ask me if you're new on here, which some of you are tonight, and appreciate new viewers, appreciate the old viewers. So just appreciate all of you. But if you're new and don't know where to find the programming, you go to streammedia.tv. It won't be here. It won't be right here. Although we have done that in the past, but it won't be on here. You have to go to streammedia.tv, where you will find tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Chiller Night Theater, Jack Shadow features Horror Express. Now that, of course, has the dynamic duel of horror. We have Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in the Horror Express tonight. Good movie, very good movie. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Daniel Hagman. Really good episode there. I hope you tune in and check that out. That was taped earlier this year in March 2nd. So check it out. That was a live episode that we did. 11:30 Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Lady Frankenstein. I really hope you get a chance to check that out if you haven't seen it. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Deanna Marie. And Deanna will be talking about her eyewitness accounts, her experience seeing the Chupacabra. So that's an interesting episode. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Adam Age Vampire. So there you have it. There is the lineup for tonight. Now I noticed this last week. I noticed that I'm seeing a little red box there indicated, and I've never seen that before until last week. And then it freezes up the screen. So I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if we get many of those this week. Not sure what's happening. We'll figure it out. Patrick says maybe a Chochola. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I know the tentacled creature there. Yeah, I thought about that. Maybe it is. Or at least a distant relative. You never know. Tom says, I got that in New Orleans. Not sure what the deal is with it. Must be a Louisiana thing. Yeah, maybe. I was down in that neck of the woods once, back in the 80s. I gotta say, I didn't see any octopus, but Lasercorn says park spiders. Spiders. You never know, someone might have some spiders. Oh, Glam was saying last week about it was good luck to find spiders in your Christmas tree. Where I had to say that probably wouldn't be very lucky for the spider, but not in my house. In Jack Shadow's castle, I'm sure that's what is decorated on that tree. What's in there? All right, Patrick says Cushing and Lee, nice. It is very nice. Yes, I agree. Clam says I have spider decor up all year round, but the legend of Christmas spider is especially popular this time of year. That's interesting. You mentioned that last week, and I've never heard that. You know, I've heard a lot of different folklores and stuff like that, but I've never heard that. So that was pretty neat for you to share. Deborah says, hello, Chiller Thrillers. Hey, Deborah, thanks for joining us tonight. Yes, we are sitting here outside at Jack Shadow's castle in the frightfully festive setting here. A little bit of snow, a big Christmas tree, setting the stage for, of course, Christmas coming up. Is it next week? I think so. I'm just not wrapping my mind around this completely yet. I would think that, is that right? Am I seeing that right? It is. Next Saturday. Next Saturday's Christmas. That's something. That's, I don't know. Is everybody prepared? Are y'all comfortable where you're at there with your preparations? I know we're not, but that's okay. We'll get there. We always do. Christmas, what's going to happen? It's not going to wait for us. So Lasercorn says, what's your arachnid of choice, Glam? My memory fails me. Glam? All right. So we will see what if Glam chooses to respond. We will see what her arachnid of choice is. So, Glam Fangs. We'll see about that. Now, let's see. Maybe. All right. Just checking to make sure I haven't missed anything. Horror Express. If you've not seen that, or if it's just been a while, it's a great movie. Fantastic film. Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, Telly Savalas. Telly's in there as well. So. You know, you definitely don't want to miss that if you're a fan of the old Chillers, and if you're new here, wondering what the heck's this guy doing? What we do is every Saturday night we do an online show just to chat with each other, just to spend some time with one another. The Chiller Maniacs who check out Chiller Night Theater and Chiller Chat. Chiller Night Theater is a hosted horror program where the host is Jack Shadow. Do I have a picture of our one and only Jack Shadow in here? And if so, I will put the picture up here. I don't think I do. Oh, I have the Chiller cast. All right. Well, there's the host right in the middle, Jack Shadow, and of course we got Aura the Witch and Elle Von Nock, or the Witch and Elle the Vampire. So they are just a few of the many residents there of Castle Shadow, but Aura and Elle are regular reoccurring characters that are on the show as well. Then, of course, on the top there you have their alter egos. So we've been doing this show for quite a while, since 2008, and really enjoy it. Now, Chiller Chat that's the hosted horror show, Chiller Night Theater. Chiller Chat is my talk show where I typically have a guest on, and we just chat back and forth about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal. I've had ghost hunters on here. I've had people from the cast of Night of the Living Dead. I've had Tom Savini on here, and just over the years, it's really been a lot of fun. I've had Chilly Billy Cardell. If you're from the Pittsburgh area, if you grew up in this area around the 60s and 70s and into the early 80s, you've had to have watched Chiller Theater. Now, my show is called Chiller Night Theater. I checked with the man himself, with Chilly Billy, Bill Cardell. prior to me changing the name to that as an homage to Chiller Theater. So I've got a long history in horror and all things horror related. So I hope if you are checking out the site and the programming for tonight, I hope you have a good time. I hope you sit back and just enjoy yourself and just like the old Chiller movies, the classics and not so classic chillers from yesteryear. So thanks for joining us tonight, everyone out there. Lazy Corn says, I'm definitely not ready for Christmas, Brian. Well, you don't have too much time left, so I hope you pick up the pace a little bit on that, and hopefully you'll be ready when next week rolls around. Terrence says, did you see the Creepshow episode where Justin Long goes into the movie Horror Express? No, I didn't see that. Now, let me ask you this. What season is that? And I'll tell you why. I only saw season 1. The complete series, or the complete season I saw was season 1. I saw a few from season 2. I haven't seen any. Is season 3 out yet? I guess that's why I'm asking, because I'm curious if season 3 is out yet. I don't have the Shudder channel like I did when I first, a couple years ago, I had that. And I got it only for the Creepshow series. But it became, it just was a kind of a pain for me logging in. It kept kicking me back out, and I was logging in, and there was always some glitch. So don't know if you guys have had that problem with Shudder. Maybe they have everything all cleared up, or maybe it was on my end, in all fairness. I mean, I don't know. But that's the reason I haven't seen all of season 2, and I certainly haven't checked out season 3 yet. So Glam says, love spiders in general, tarantulas in particular, and the Grammostola pulchra, the Brazilian black, has my heart. Okay, I probably really butchered that name, but all right. The tarantula and something called a Brazilian black. I can only imagine that's probably something that looks like a large, horrendous looking arachnid. So Tom says, get an octopus laser, it'll definitely get you in the mood. So, oh, of course, octopus and Christmas go tentacle and hand. Sure. Or mood, he says. Okay, I knew what you meant. Terrence says, yes, it's season 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got some catching up to do. Those are a lot of fun. I saw a couple from season 2 on AMC, and I got, this is just, my opinion. I enjoyed season 1 quite a bit. I thought it was fun. Season 2, I thought that the quality really, at least in the episodes, I only saw a couple. The couple that I saw, I didn't think the quality was up very high at all. And I know that it's all, in fun, of course. It's based after the old done in line, like the old EC comics, and their stories of irony and, comeuppance, you get yours in the end, everything comes back to get the bad guy or the dark soul in the end. So, karma. But there were a couple episodes that I was just like, wow, maybe that was maybe during when the pandemic was, at first hit with COVID and all that stuff. And I know that they probably had a lot of problems in production, so maybe that all smoothed out, because it looks like a lot of shows have resumed on somewhat of a regular scheduling. So season 3, very cool. Patrick says, I am familiar with the Creepshow movies. From when is the Creepshow TV series? Is it just available on Shudder? The current series, whatever series is out right now, or the season I should say, which now Terrence says season 3 is out, is only available on Shudder. It's an exclusively only on Shudder TV. Now, on saying that, AMC does show has shown, I don't know if they're still doing it, but season 1 and season 2. And that's where I was seeing season 2 episodes. So it is on Shudder, the Shudder channel. And I only had that the 1 year, but it's on Shudder or AMC. So, and then next year, season 3 will be on AMC, I'm sure. But I've enjoyed that. I've always loved the EC comics. You know, when I was a kid, I still do. I mean, I mean the ones that I have laying around, I just always, you know, get a little nostalgic thing there when I see those. Tales from the Crypt. That was, of course, the original title, or one of the original titles. They had 3 of them, though. Tales from the Vault, and what's the other one? There was one more. There was actually another. Anybody? I could open up a drawer back here and look and check it out. But if anybody knows what the 3 main titles were from the EC Comics, the Tales of or Vault of Horror, there was a 3rd one there, and rather than me look it up, if anybody is, you know, wants to look that up, that's fine. But the point of it is that's where, you know, of course, later on in the 90s or late 80s into the 90s, HBO put on Tales from the Crypt. Now, I didn't have HBO back then, so I didn't see those episodes until I got them on DVD. You know, I saw some of them here and there, but I never had the HBO channel or whatever to see those. Is that what it was? I think it was on HBO. So, let's see. Shudder. Apropos, so we can talk in French. I don't. I wish I did. Unfortunately, I am a one-trick pony, a one-languaged man. So I, unfortunately, I'm just can converse in English. Terrence says, although I used to dabble a little in Portuguese, but that was a long time ago. Now I don't remember any of it. That's funny though, when people take Spanish or French, for example, you know, in high school, and then they get out of that and they're in there for like a year, maybe 2 years, but they don't speak any of it. You know, I've been to France. I've been there. I visited back in the early 90s. I was there, so it's been a while. Terrence says, yeah, Creepshow has been hit or miss. Well, Glam says, G. Pultras are a gorgeous velvety black, often with relatively calm temperaments, sometimes called the black lab of the tea world. All right, and this is the one from, is that the Brazilian black spider you're talking about? Or is this a different one? Yeah. Oh no, it is the one. Okay. Wow, I know nothing about spiders. All right. Tom says, we gonna have a Xmas Day chiller pre-show? I think so. If you, I think by 8 o'clock, you know, but if I'm out somewhere, I don't know what my plans are this week. Now, if I'm here, in the vicinity, then yes. If not, then, I don't know. I just don't know. I will be posting throughout the week, though, through this week. It's a weird thing, you know. I took, this is the, excuse me. I still have my cough from, tickle in my throat from the cold I got right after Thanksgiving. I got slammed. Oh boy, I got slammed pretty hard. So I still have the lingering cough. But I took 2 weeks off. This is the first time, and I just realized this last week. And I don't know, this might be a common thing for folks. That might be, you might be in the same boat as me. I haven't had 2 weeks off in a row since the 90s. And I just realized that, like last week. I was like, wow, it's been a long time. Never even in the midst of transitioning from, you know, in between jobs. I've actually overlapped employments. You know, I've never taken any time off. I've only ever taken a week off at a time. So, and many of you might be in that same, you know, category. I don't know, but it just hit me because I was like, wow, I think I'm going to enjoy this. So I will be off this week as well as next week. So it'll be kind of nice. I'll kind of get a feel of what I'll be doing for Christmas, and I'll be sure to let everybody know. That'd be kind of fun. So Brian says, it's a Chillin' Night pre-show with Brian Hogue, starring Brian Hogue. Now here's Brian. I got a Christmas haircut today. Did you know? Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Brad. You should post a picture of your Christmas haircut. What's Christmas haircut? All right. I'm having what? My watch is talking to me. It does it every once in a while. I kind of trim mine up myself. I gotta say. Lasercorn says, agreed, Tom. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. I don't even know. And I sit on this side of the camera. So, I don't know. I will let you know as soon as I find out. You know, if it's a day where, you know, everything's done with and we're just kind of lounging around, then heck yeah, you know, there's no reason not to. If it's something to where I'm actually somewhere and visiting relatives or doing something like that, then, you know, but I will be sure to post something, or is it early enough within the week, hopefully. So that'd be kind of fun. Patrick says, what horror movies made the last, say, 2 years would people highly recommend? Oh, that's a good question. Patrick, again, asks, what horror movies made within the last 2 years would people highly recommend? And Brad says, I did. About posting your haircut. Okay, I'll have to check that out. I'm going to check it out right now. I'll check it out while I'm talking. That's a good. Okay, anybody wanna comment on Patrick's? Glam says, anyone braving the stores this week? I will be. Abe and I will be. Wonder if it will be crowded like before things went off the rails. I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of people out, so I think things are going okay right now, as well as okay as can be expected. You know, for some reason, Brad, I can't look at things. I'm switching phones. I'm actually updating updating my other one. I got a new phone, and this one might not. Maybe that's why it's not working. Watch out for that pesky Omicron virus, Brad says. Well, okay. I've already had the big one, so I from everything they say about this one, it's pretty mild compared to the parent virus. So you know, I'd actually say, you know, you have like cold symptoms or mild flu symptoms with this one. So, you know, the neat thing about this, and maybe they'll take this down, but you know, if you get that, and not to make light of it, but I'm just saying, I mean, just from everything I've been hearing and researching, it seems like if you did get that one, you get your cold, you get your mild flu or cold symptoms, and then you'd have the natural antibodies. I'm certainly no medical expert. Don't take advice from me. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. It does make sense. So hopefully, if you get one of those strains or variants, it's that one. Brad says, Delta, Omicron, sounds like a dang Star Wars movie. Right. Wonder what the next one will be. The Sith variant. Terrence says, the Empty Man, the Night House, bleed with me. The Empty Man, the Night House, bleed with me. The Empty Man. I think we saw that. You know, I'm really bad at remembering the titles of the new ones, you know, the new ones. You mean old Chiller, you know, that quite frankly, I guess I've probably seen 100 times, you know. But yeah, these new ones. There have been some decent ones recently, I guess. I mean, every once in a while. I mean, I don't know how decent if I can't remember the name, but the Empty Man sounds familiar. I don't know. Anybody else have any um, horror movies that they would recommend within the last couple years? You know, anything on Netflix? Anything on any of the streaming services that you can think of recently that caught your eye? Anybody want to share? Like I've said before, I've said on here, I guess I say it quite a bit, but I really don't watch that much TV. Like I typically don't, unless it's a series that I am just so hooked on. Um, I do like The Walking Dead. I enjoy it. I used to love it, love it, love it. Now I'm just watching it because I've been with it from the beginning, and I hate to jump off board here. I did stop watching Fear the Walking Dead. I tried. I wanted to get into that show. I just couldn't. It wasn't the original crew. It wasn't. It wasn't what made it for me. You know, with Rick Grimes and Daryl and Carol and Michonne. You know, those are those characters that I really enjoyed. So. Um, so we'll see how it goes. But Fear the Walking Dead, I wanted to like it. I gave it a chance. Actually, I started watching it up until just like a month ago. You know, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago is when I stopped watching. I just couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't something I was looking forward to. Um, oh, okay. I was reading Terrence's comment again about the Empty Man, the Night House, and Bleed with Me. Yeah, that one sounds real familiar. The Empty Man. What the synopsis on that is? Because that sounds familiar. That sounds like I probably saw that one. All right. But as far as Patrick says, thanks for the suggestions. All right. Yeah, I was thinking. I just nothing stands out to me, to be honest with you. So you know, I appreciate that, Terrence, because I don't know, nothing's really popped out in my head as far as, and I know I've seen a couple good ones, but nothing's really grabbing at me. Nothing's saying, oh, hey, I really got to recommend this. I don't really have that. So that's cool that there's a few there to select from. Not really into the, it's not as, it's hard for me to just pick a movie and just, you know, like Ava and I, you know, we'll be there and Ava wants to pick a movie, and actually, you know, she gets some good ones that I look at them and I'm like, I just don't really, you know. But then I start watching and I'm like, hey, it's pretty good. Not even horror movies, just movies in general, whatever genre they may happen to be. It's 8:30, folks. Speaking of movies, let me put up the schedule again. I like to do that at the beginning of the show, halfway through, and then of course we will throw that up here toward the end. There is our sinister host right there, Jack Shadow. And at 9 o'clock, he will be hosting Horror Express, starring Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Daniel Hagman. And what are we talking about in this one? I think we're talking about. Is this the one where I think this is the one where we're talking about the Shikora Gargoyle, which is interesting because that is actually not far away from where I live. It's a sighting. I believe that's what we were talking. And the reason I don't know that for sure is when I pulled this episode up, I know I've talked to Daniel before about that, and I think that this is the one where we do talk about that. But Daniel's got a lot of interesting things to talk about. 11:30. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Lady Frankenstein. Excellent movie. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Deanna Marie. She will be talking about her eyewitness account seeing the Chupacabra. And that's right here in Pennsylvania also. So a lot of weird things go on in Pennsylvania. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Atom Age Vampire. So there you have it. There is the schedule, and you can find that at streammedia.tv at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope you get a chance to check that out. Terrence says, forgot to mention Last Night in Soho. Last Night in Soho. Okay, there's another one. All right, thanks, Terrence. Brad says, this is why I watch sports like football and wrestling. It's just so many original TV shows and movies. Yeah, it's quite a bit of them, yeah. Patrick says, thanks, Terrence. Brad says, but I do love Chiller Night Theater. All right, thanks, Brad. Terrence says, Malignant was also good. See, that's another one that sounds familiar, and I'm bad about that anymore with the modern movies where I'm just watching them, and half the time I don't remember what the heck the title was. I just watch it and move on to something else. That sounds real familiar. I don't know what that is though. I think I've seen that one though. That sounds real familiar. I guess if I dared pull them up on the screen without knocking something out of whack here on my computer screen, I would, and just to see what the synopsis was to say, thumbs up or thumbs down, at least from my opinion. But that's cool. All right, I think we covered all that. There we go. So, I don't know. Is everybody going to be around next Saturday night? I guess by 8 o'clock, probably a lot of, unless you're traveling, to visit with family members and you're not back to your house by then. Yeah, I'll look into that as to whether we will have a Christmas pre-show. That'd be kind of neat, Like I said, it all depends on what how my Christmas is going and where I'm at. Where I'm at has a lot to do with it. But we'll see. And again, I'll let you guys know as far in advance as I can. So Tom says, yes, I'll be looking for pre-show. All right, that's cool. I didn't know what it's one of those weird things. I didn't know whether to have one or not. I mean, if I'm available, I just don't see why not. It's not like we'd be interrupting those of you who have kids. We wouldn't be interrupting them at that point of the day. Brad says, what was your best Christmas present that you ever got as a kid, Brian? Wow, that's what a monumental question. What was the best? I don't know, but what was the best? Wow, what was the best gift? Let me think. But don't let me forget, because I say that and then I don't return to it. So as I'm talking, maybe someone will remind me of something that they had. I'm trying to think of best Christmas gift. When I was a little kid, I guess one of the things that stands out in my head that really pops in there is it's stuff like this, but it was the USS Enterprise, because I was a Star Trek fan, and this was before Star Wars ever came out. So Star Trek was like the main one, at least when I was a kid. So, but they had this USS Enterprise. And I had some of those, the figures, the Captain Kirk and Spock. And I got a couple more that Christmas to go with the Enterprise. And that was kind of neat because in my mind, it was always that to me stirred my imagination up so much. And I had those toys there. And, my parents were always, they knew I loved stuff like that. The Planet of the Apes, I had those little figures there, and the Forbidden Zone play set. I loved stuff like that when I was a kid. I really did. It just um, I don't know. It just allowed me to be so creative. I love stuff like that, and the Aurora monster kits, and I'd get those on Christmas as well. Mom and Dad knew that I loved that stuff. Um, but I'd say that another one is a Flash Gordon play set. With the figures. So I don't know. That stuff always kept me my mind busy as a kid. It was exciting to me when I'd see that stuff because I could venture off into space, as vast as that was, and have all these adventures in my mind. So Terrence says, "I'll be here, Brian. There's also a Christmas special of Creepshow. It was pretty crazy and fun." Is that right? Now I remember the very first Tales from the Crypt episode that aired, the very first one. Now, even though I didn't see it when it aired, it was one that was about some Santa Claus slayer or something like that. I believe that was the very first one that aired on HBO. So that just made me think of that. Um, Brad says, "What comes to mind with 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 the Christmas gift?" I think the ones that I mentioned uh, are probably, I don't know. There were so many, between Planet of the Apes and Star Trek and the superheroes, and the Aurora model kits. I don't know. That's a tough one. I like stuff like that because throughout the rest of the year, that was the in-house stuff, And then, in the nicer weather, I was always outside playing sports, so I was always getting my baseball gloves or a new glove or my baseball bats and stuff like that for the outside stuff. But Christmas, it was mostly the superhero stuff and things like that. So, and that was long before we had VHSs, so I didn't have any, the video recorders and stuff. So I didn't have any movies at that time. Terrence says, "Don't forget, everyone, tomorrow PBS is showing Charlie Brown Christmas, 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central." Okay, that's cool. The Charlie Brown Christmas at 7:30 tomorrow, Eastern, 6:30 Central. All right, folks, if you want to check out Charlie Brown Christmas, and who wouldn't want to see that one? I actually have that one on DVD. I have the Charlie Brown, the Halloween one, the Great Pumpkin, that one, and there was a Thanksgiving one. And honestly, I never knew that. It came like in a 3-set DVD pack of the holiday specials, and I never even knew they had a Thanksgiving one, so I had to check that out. I had to check it out when I saw it. Karen says, "You're welcome, Patrick." Tom says, "Either that or my Batman mask from '68. Ah, with now, was that one of the Ben Cooper Halloween costumes there? Let me see if I can pull this out. I'm going to try to pull up a picture that I had put on here like years ago when I first started this show to kind of like let you guys know some of the things that were significant to me and inspired me. And, not just the horror movies, but some of the things that, and some of it was science fiction. I'm going to see if I can pull this up. So let's see if I can do this without without getting unplugged or knocked off the air here. Hopefully you can still hear me. You might not be able to see me. I don't know if the screen is black, and that could be. That's while I'm searching on here. Almost there, folks. Really, trust me. I'm in the right folder. Aha! Here we go. Here we go. Can you see that? Here we go. Yeah. If you see on there on the left side of the screen, about the second one down besides Superman, those old Ben Cooper Halloween costumes. Is that what kind? I can only imagine. I remember having a Batman one once. I love that stuff. All right. Yeah, so right there are some of the things that, and all that stuff, at one time or another, except for the Kolchak, the Night Stalker one, I experienced something like that for Christmas. Star Trek, superheroes, Lone Ranger and Tonto. I remember having those figures there when I was a kid, anything Western. I remember all these little cowboy toys I had as a kid. The models at the bottom there, the Aurora models. Any of you guys, do you remember that stuff? Gosh, that just brings back memories just even seeing that, all this stuff up here right now. I don't know, just kind of neat. Oh, Tom says it was a full head mask. Oh, that's neat. From back in '68. That's cool. Good year. That's what year I made my grand debut. Let's see. Um, oh, I got a. Patrick says, Aurora Kids, great memories. Yeah, yeah. I love those. Patrick says, the Treehouse Amigo from the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, I remember that. I didn't have that one. I had the Forbidden Zone. But I remember that one. I remember reading the old Christmas catalogs. Remember those back in the '60s or '70s and in the '80s? You know, seeing those. I don't know when they did away with those, but those were always. I loved going through those the Christmas catalogs, the wish books, or whatever they call them. You know, from J.C. Penney, Montgomery Ward. Remember the old Montgomery Ward ones and Sears. Terrence says, I remember that episode of Tales from the Crypt. It was good. Yeah, that was a pretty cool one. Terrence says, I have two DVDs of A Charlie Brown Christmas. Oh, yeah? That's cool. Yeah, that's a good one. I always enjoy that one. Brad says, me, the Super Nintendo of 1991. You just reminded me of something when you, and I'll read this and then that reminded me of something. Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo just blew the regular Nintendo and all three Super Mario Brothers games out of the water. That is so cool. Now, see, I didn't have the Super Nintendo, but what I did have, and you just reminded me of this. Now, this was a little later on in my childhood, but we got the Atari 2600, you know, the original Atari gaming device. And I don't know if that was my favorite, but I remember that Christmas. I remember that Christmas because of the games and stuff, and that was such a novel thing at the time. You know, you only saw this stuff at the stand-up arcade games, you know, and that was just amazing to me that you could be in your home and play your games on the TV. You know, now look at where we've evolved. You know. Sean, or Tom says, screen is blacker than black. Yes, yeah, it does that when I'm looking through the folders trying to pick up the images. Glam says, anyone get an official Red Ryder carbine action 200 shot range model air rifle with compass in the stock and the thing that tells time? I hear those are pretty cool. Yeah, yeah. There was one little drawback. I just can't remember what that was. That's funny. That's actually one Christmas special that I do like seeing. A Christmas Story every year. That is one, and my mom used to love that one. I know that was one of her favorites, if not her favorite. So I think that one's pretty funny. Tom says, cool. Tom says, I've been turning into a real Western junkie as of late. Oh, is that right? Yeah. Hey, if you I don't know, if you care to indulge yourself with it, it is an interesting show. But Deadwood, I brought that up because of Fear the Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, I think for the most part. But I kept hearing Chris Hardwick talk about Deadwood. We've seen this actor or actress on Deadwood. I was always hearing Deadwood. What the heck is Deadwood? And then I watched it a couple months ago. I've mentioned that on here before, but that's a neat one. It is first several episodes. The vernacular, you know, is you know, it's kind of mild, but then as the show progresses, David Milch, I think that's his name, the writer of the show, gets a little bit more Shakespearean. It's basically like Shakespeare in a Western setting, and you know, it is interesting. I'll give you a little bit of a real quick 30-second synopsis on it. It takes place in Deadwood, South Dakota, and it is actually based on real people and some real events, like Wild Bill Hickok, for example. That's where he was in 1876, I believe, when he was assassinated, shot in the back of the head by Jack McCall. that is something that is covered in there. Um, my Calamity Jane. My mind just went blank there. Calamity Jane. She's in it. She's a character in it. Al Swegren. Swegren. Trying to think of how you pronounce his last name, but he actually was a cantina owner or bar owner in the town of Deadwood back in the 1870s. So it's kind of neat when you see that the sheriff, Sheriff Bullock, he was an actual person. So it's kind of neat if you know, obviously, some certain things are embellished as you're making a TV show, obviously, but just I think it's really cool. But a lot of those actors, if you watch Fear the Walking Dead, tying it in with horror, folks, as much as I can, um, there's quite a bit of them. There's quite a bit of them that are in there. So that's pretty cool. Lamb, you'll shoot your eye out, Terrence says. Yeah, right. Yep. Oh, I've been watching Yellowstone. That's the most recent show that I started watching with Kevin Costner, and that's a pretty good one too. And I'm only on the first season on that, so we'll see how that goes. Pretty good so far. I think I'm 5 or 6 episodes into it. That's a modern day Western um, program. Glam says, if I do, I'll lay there like a slug. It might be my only defense. If you shoot your eye out. Brad says, how far we've gone in the video game industry. Oh, ain't that the truth? Tom says, I've been eyeing Deadwood. I will give it a shot, partner. Wow. See what you did there. Um, yeah, it is. It is pretty cool. I was watching one on AMC, Hell on Wheels, and I got to a certain point with it, and then I thought, wait a minute. Oh, we got the HBO Max back when when the Kong and Godzilla movie came out. So I started watching this Hell on Wheels, and I happened to be scrolling through HBO one night before I finished that one, and I saw Deadwood, and I thought, I'm going to check that out. So I got to get back around to Hell on Wheels, but now I'm in Yellowstone. So, all right, there I am with that. Kevin says, "Hey, Kevin, I mentioned you at the earlier part of the show. There, we were having international viewers, and I had wondered if Kevin was going to stop on in." Kevin says, "Hi, mate. I got the Incredible Hulk board game and Superman outfit for Christmas one year. Oh, that's cool. Now, was that a while ago? I mean, like the things that I was talking about were back in the 70s. Um, I'd say about maybe the mid 70s. I know a lot of that stuff was before Star Wars even came out. So, and I like that video there that you had on Instagram. That was pretty cool. A nice countryside. Um, Lamb Thang says, "Howdy, Kevin. Howdy. The Incredible Hulk board game. Yeah, when was that? When about what time era? I'm always curious to know that stuff as well." Tom says, "I really love the old B westerns. Bob Steele, Tom Tyler, Ken Maynard, Hoot Gibson. Tying westerns with horror. Once again, you mentioned Tom Tyler. Tom Tyler played in The Mummy's Hand, and a really cool mummy movie. Tom Tyler also played The Phantom. Remember the old serial, The Phantom, his own comic strip, and he played Captain Marvel. Shazam. He played in the Captain Marvel serial back in the 1940s. But the Mummy's Hand, the neat thing about that movie is he plays Karis the Mummy before Lon Chaney Jr. did, and I've mentioned that on here before. That one of the neat effects from that movie with Tom Tyler was them going back in post production and darkening out the eyes, so it's like total dead. You're looking at this dead looking thing coming at you. The eyes are all black. And that was a neat effect. And they're animated. I mean, they don't do a super great job at it, but it is neat. It's a neat, eerie effect, especially for that time. So, Brad says they're doing a prequel of Yellowstone. It's called 1886. I thought it was 1883, but I did see that. It's called with Sam Elliott. Remember Sam Elliott? Heck yeah, I do. Sam Elliott in Tombstone did an excellent job. I thought he did a great job at Tombstone. Um, Brad says on Paramount Plus. See, I don't even know if I have that. I'm not sure. Probably not if I don't know if I have it. But I would like to see that. I'm watching Yellowstone on the Peacock channel. We've mentioned that before because there's been especially around Halloween, they get some really good, the old Universal and Hammer horror movies on Peacock. So they've had a really neat selection of movies over the last couple of years around Halloween time. So, is that what that is? I didn't know that that was supposed to be a prequel to Yellowstone. I just saw it. I saw the advertisement for it, but I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Terrence says there are more streaming services than people. Yeah. Glenn Strange. Tom says Glenn Strange was a prolific Western genre actor. Yes, he was. He was Gunsmoke, and of course, you guys know my favorite Western heroes, the Lone Ranger and Tonto. Well, Glenn Strange, now you all know him. I know that you know him. You might not recognize the name, but Glenn Strange was the Frankenstein monster. After, well, he was in the House of Frankenstein. He was in the House of Dracula. He was the one that had that. In fact, let's put this up. Do we have a picture of that here? No, we don't. We have the creature from Black Lagoon. Okay, the old Ben Cooper. Yeah, Glenn Strange had that really eerie look. Now, Boris was the best Frankenstein's monster, but in my opinion, Glenn Strange was the creepiest, scariest looking Frankenstein monster. But Glenn Strange, I'm making that connection, he played Butch Cavendish in the Lone Ranger series. He's the one responsible. He created the Lone Ranger, if you think about it, because his gang all laid the ambush, for the Texas Rangers when they came in and shot them all and thought they killed them all except for one lone survivor, the Lone Ranger that survived. Let's see. Brad says Peacock is cannot not watch. Yeah, they got some good stuff on there. Terrence says, did you see the South Park special? No, I didn't. What is it? Is it a Christmas special or Halloween or what is that? Do tell. 8:54. Oh, in about 2 minutes I'll put the schedule back up. But this has been a pretty fun episode here tonight. Some of the funnest episodes that we do here is when people are sharing their memories like that. I think that's why a lot of the appeal of the chillers come in is because. At least for me, those movies take me back to a certain time, a certain era of my life that I'm very, very fond of, and that makes those movies all the more fond to me. And when you guys start chatting and bringing, up these memories of old Christmases and old movies and old actors and stuff like that, it really, wow! I love that stuff, and I could do entire shows about that stuff. Here's the thing. Not only Christmas decorations, your Christmas trees, whatever you have there that you want to send, maybe we'll do, if we do a Christmas show, I'll say this, and if for some reason we don't have one on Christmas, the immediately, as soon as we do one, I will put these up. But if you have pictures of a Christmas that you've had, or a gift that you had, a favorite gift, or just a gift that you enjoyed. It doesn't have to be favorite, I guess. But if you have anything like that you want to share, that you want me to put up here, I'll be very happy to do it. It's still holiday season, and I think stuff like that kind of fun. Or if you it wasn't even your picture, but if you Google it and say, I remember having this, send it in. I'll put this up. I'll put it up as well. I think that'd be fun. Where to go to put it up? You can go right to Facebook and put it up there, or you can send it to even no Chiller Night Theater. I got to get that. That's actually not up and running, but you know how to contact me on Facebook under Brian Hogue, or Chiller Night Theater. You can even message the photos, the images. I can easily put them up from there. Um, Kevin said, got the Incredible Hulk game in 1984. I was 10. What does Jack Shadow get up to at Christmas? Jack, he just kind of lays low for Christmas. Not a thing. He enjoys it, like the, to the degree that a Halloween horror monster could. But yeah, he just kind of hangs around the castle. I do. You know what I do? I will try to find some clips from old Christmas shows that we've done, and there are a couple skits that we did where Jack's dressed as Santa Claus, and there have been a few humorous skits that we've done. Maybe I can pull those up for if we do one next week. So, let's see. Terrence says post-COVID 2-part movie special, pretty funny. Okay, with the South Park episode. Bonehead says, oh. It's getting here. Let me put the schedule up, and then I'll finish these up. 9 o'clock in just a few minutes, folks. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Horror Express. 11 p.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Daniel Hagman. 11:30 Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Lady Frankenstein. 1:30 a.m. Chiller Chat. My guest is Deanna Marie. 2 a.m. Chiller Night Theater. The movie is Atom Age Vampire. So there is the schedule for tonight. Again, streammedia.tv. In just a few minutes, if you go to streammedia.tv, that's where you can find it. And just click on at the top there of the menu there, the Watch Live. And the streaming programs will be seen there by any and all who dare to do so. Bonehead says, hello. Hey, hello, Chiller Night crew. Brian, Ava, and the gang, Mistians, and just popped in to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless you. Well, thank you. Same to you, and same to all of you. I'm sure I'll see you guys between Christmas and New Year's, falling on. They're both on Saturday, right? Christmas, or is New Year's Eve is Friday? Yeah, Friday. So then New Year's Day would be Saturday. So, yeah, sure I'll see you guys. Patrick says, I used to get Doc Savage books when I was young. Loved them. Yeah, Doc Savage. Right. Go ahead. Merry Christmas, everybody. Terrence says, Brad says, 5 minutes. Get your rower computers ready. Hard to believe it's almost 2022 with this. I know it. Raymond says, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Raymond. Thank you. Patrick says, I got a huge Space 1999 Eagle on Christmas. You know, it's funny. I was thinking of that when I was talking about the Star Trek stuff. The several feet long one, that's cool. Martin Landau played in that back. I don't know if people realize that, but Glam Fangs, Bonehead, our favorite detached floating skull. Glad to see you. Tom says, damn, Patrick, you were in Lucky Duck with the Space 1999 Eagle. Bonehead says, hello, Miss Glam Fangs. That's 8:59. I'm very flattered and happy you remember me. I miss Aliens. SBC. Have there been any good new Christmas horror movies lately? I don't know. None that I can think of. Probably, I know within the last year or two, you see a bunch of these Krampus, themed movies popping up, but I don't know off the top of my head, to be honest with you. Tom says NYD pre-show. NYD pre-show. New Year Day pre-show. Okay, yeah. Rick says, I Dream of Jeannie bottle in 1971. I was a big fan. You got this. Oh, if I Dream of Jeannie, yeah. Glam says, missed you, Bonehead. The last few, Barbara Eden. Merry Christmas and happy, healthy New Year's. Yes, to all of you, yes, as well. Brian says, have a great week. You too, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Glam Thing says, hey there, Rick. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for joining me and joining each other, of course. And hope you enjoy the Chiller Night programming here for tonight. So, and with that, good folks, if I don't see you next week, I will try to do so. But if for some reason I don't, everybody have a very Merry Christmas, but for now, have a good night. Have a good Chiller Night. We'll probably see you next week. We'll see you.